Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to my latest predictions video, which is Matchweek 29 predictions of the 2020-21 Scottish Premiership season. Now let's have a quick look on how everyone did in Matchweek 28. Yeah, I had a bit of a shocker. It has to be said. I only had 3 points, no perfect scores, so that was a very, very tough week. But somebody did so well in the comments this week, and it was Liam Talks Football, and Liam came away with 11 points. Absolutely fantastic, Liam. Fantastic to have you commenting back on the channel for sure. But 11 points, very, very well done. In fact, obviously you beat everybody else, but so in the comments, Andrew Patterson got 6, Shane O'Donnell got 5, Jamie Callaghan, Mike Eddy, Chris Welsh got 4, Sportcat1 got 3, Ballum, Reese and Roberto got 2, and David Martindale got 1 point. So that is how the comments was. Now there are 8 games to predict yet again. Now the snow has caused havoc this weekend. Because Livingston against Hamilton was postponed. So it'll be interesting to see if the snow will still be here or will it be gone. But the snow has had a bit of an effect on these games. But we might as well predict these games anyway and see what happens. But the weather forecast is looking pretty good for tonight, for the weekend, you'd have to say. So the first game to preview and predict is Aberdeen against St Mirren. Last 5 meets in the Premier League, 2 wins to Aberdeen, 2 draws and 1 win to St Mirren. The last result was a 2-1 win to Aberdeen. Well, Aberdeen coming off the back of a 2-0 defeat to Hibernian. What you can say is that Hibs played really, really well in that game. You have to feel for Derek Mcinnes. You really, really do. Lots of pressure on him right now. It's going to be really, really, interesting to see if he can get out of this little bad spell, because Aberdeen are, falling down the table. I know Livingston lost at the weekend against St Johnstone, but you have to say that Aberdeen are definitely looking above their shoulders. That you would have to say, for sure. St Mirren, a 2-0 win over Kilmarnock, and then followed up with a 4-0 defeat to Celtic. But at least they don't play Celtic every week, and that is something you can say for sure. But it wasn't a good game actually. St Mirren Celtic. Celtic fans saying they weren't happy with the performance against St Mirren. So for this game I am going to go for an Aberdeen win. I think Aberdeen should bounce back in this one. Aberdeen 2, St Mirren 0 I am going to go for. And now we have Dundee United against Livingston at Tannadice. It is 3 wins to Livy, 1 win to Dundee United and 1 draw. Last result was a 2-1 win to Livingston. Dundee United coming off the back of a very good 2-0 win over Ross County at the weekend. Much needed. I said last week that they needed a win, and my goodness me, they got that win against Ross County. Very, very good performance. It was indeed. Livingston have finally lost under David Martindale. Had to end eventually, but it was to St Johnstone. You have to say St Johnstone played very, very well in that game. Livingston didn't perform the best, but Scotty Pittman again scoring. Scotty Pittman loves a goal these days, doesn't he? So it is at Tannadice. Livingston won the last meeting, and I'm going to go for them to win this one. I think Livingston will go to Tannadice and win again. Seem to have the upper hand against Dundee United recently. Dundee United 1, Livingston 2. I'm going to go for. And now we have the Lanarkshire Derby between Motherwell and Hamilton. Last 5 meets in the Scottish Premiership have resulted in 3 wins to Hamilton, 1 win to Motherwell and 1 draw. Last result was a 1-0 win to Hamilton. Motherwell, let's have a look at how Motherwell did last week. Yeah, a 2-1 defeat to Celtic, but they did follow that up with a 1-0 win over Kilmarnock. Very, very good win. Hopefully they can now climb the table. That's the next target for Motherwell, is to climb the table, you would have to say. Hamilton, their game against Livingston was called off, but they were only the 3rd team, I think, to take points off Rangers this season. So very, very well done to Hamilton for doing that. And to be honest, they did deserve a draw. They really, really did. They played very, very well in that game against Rangers to force a draw. Ross Callaghan getting the equaliser. In the very last kick of the game, Alan McGregor was not too impressed, you would have to say. So looking at this game, I think Motherwell will definitely bounce back. They have a poor record against their Lanarkshire rivals, but I'm going to go for them to get the win here. Motherwell 2, Hamilton 1. I'm going to go for. And now we have Rangers against Kilmarnock. 4 wins to Rangers, 1 win to Killie. Last result was a 2-0 win to Rangers. Well, Rangers 1-1 with Hamilton. You know, it's quite surprising that they did drop points, but you know what? Rangers are still going to win the league regardless. They're well ahead of Celtic right now, and you know, it needs a monumental collapse, you would have to say. But big news for them is that Kemar Roof is banned for the next 2 games. So does Morelos come straight back into the side? Who knows? Who knows for that one? I think he might well do, or maybe Defoe comes into the Rangers side. We will see. But yeah, against Hamilton, they were very, very poor, you'd have to say. Kilmarnock on the back of 2 straight defeats now to St Mirren and Motherwell. But the big news is that Tommy Wright is the new manager at Kilmarnock. I think that's a great appointment. Did very, very well at St Johnstone, so hopefully he can do well at Kilmarnock. But unfortunately, not the best of starts for the Killie boss, and I think Rangers will win this one pretty comfortably. Rangers 3, Kilmarnock 0. I'm going to go for it as well. So we got Ross County against Hibernian. Last 5 meets, 2 wins to County, 2 draws and 1 win to Hibs. Last result was a 0-0 draw between the sides. Ross County getting a really bad 2-0 defeat to Dundee United. It's definitely looking a little bit bleak for Ross County and Hamilton, you'd have to say. Yeah, I mean, Ross County, poor performance, you'd have to say. Coming up against the Hibs side, who won 2-0 against Aberdeen. Very, very good. They've now, well, they have held on to 3rd place at this moment in time. They are now looking down the barrel of Celtic. Could they catch Celtic? That could be a very interesting bit. I know Celtic have been picking up form, you'd have to say. So for this one, I am going to go for Hibs to win this one. I think Hibs will beat Ross County. Ross County 1, Hibernian 2. I'm going to go for it in this one. And then we have St Johnstone against Celtic. Last 5 in the Premiership, 4 wins to Celtic and 1 draw. Last result was a 2-0 win to Celtic. St Johnstone getting a very good 2-1 win over Livingston at the weekend. A very, very good performance from Callum Davidson's men, and that will be in good stead for the. That'll be a very, very good stead for the season for the Bedford Cup final coming up. I think it's next week. Is it next week? It could be either next week or it could be. No, it's 20th of February. That's what it is. But very good win for St Johnstone, you would have to say. Celtic, 2 good wins. 2-1 against Motherwell and a 4-0 win over St Mirren. Very, very good from Neil Lennon's men, you would have to say. So I am going to say that it is going to be a Celtic win here. I think Celtic will win this one against St Johnstone. St Johnstone 0, Celtic 2. And then we move into 2 games on Wednesday. And Celtic have got Aberdeen, believe it or not. This is a game that should have took place ages ago. But obviously, due to other commitments and Bolingoli going to Spain, obviously Bolingoli is no longer the club. Yeah, this is a game that should have took place ages. 4 wins to Celtic, 1 draw against Aberdeen. Last result was a 2-1 win to Celtic. You would expect Celtic to beat St Johnstone. You would expect Aberdeen to probably beat St Mirren. So this is a very interesting matchup, you'd have to say. I am going to go for a 2-0 win to Celtic in this one. And then we have St Mirren against Hamilton. 3 wins to St Mirren, 2 draws. Last result was a 1-1 draw. You would expect St Mirren probably to lose against Aberdeen. You'd probably expect Hamilton to lose to Motherwell. So both sides will be wanting to bounce back. I don't expect many goals. There's not really many goals between these two when they meet. I'm going to go for St Mirren 1, Hamilton 0. So that is it. That is match week 29 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And like Liam Talks Football, you will get a shout out in the next video. So I'm going to go for my predictions very, very quickly. And I'm sure you have your own. I'm sure you have your own as well. So we've got Aberdeen 2, St Mirren 0. Dundee United 1, Livingston 2. Motherwell 2, Hamilton 1. Rangers 3, Kilmarnock 0. Ross County 1, Hibernian 2. St Johnstone 0, Celtic 2. Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0. And St Mirren 1, Hamilton 0. So that is it. That is match week 29 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And we will see what happens with these games. Chance of Celtic to pull further closer to Rangers, but the inevitable is coming, and I think we all know what that would be. The potential of Rangers potentially winning the league at Celtic Park. So we will see what happens for sure. Until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like this content, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well, and subscribe if you are new, as I have said. And yeah, share the video out if you want to as well. But until then, I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye for now.